Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today I'm making cookies. In fact, I'm making date nut cookies. So I'm starting out with 2 cups. I'm doubling the recipe. The recipe calls for 1 cup of chopped dates. I hand chop these. I'm just using the organic sun-dried dates, and I always get them pitted. It just makes it so much easier. So I am going to dump these in this bowl with just a little bit of flour and toss them, and that just helps to keep them from sticking together. So I have a little bit of flour in the bottom, and I will sprinkle some more over here. And we're just going to kind of give them a little toss in here. And then for right now, I'm just going to set this aside. Now I've also chopped up 2 cups. Again, the recipe is for 1 cup of nuts, and I'm using walnuts. So I'm going to bring this over here so I don't forget to put them in my cookies. And we're just going to set those aside now until last. So first I'm going to mix up some dry ingredients, and we'll set that aside. Okay, and we're going to start with 1 1/4 cups of flour. Again, I am doubling it, so I am using 1 1/2. Excuse me, 2 1/2. Is 1, 2 1/2. And to that, I'm going to add the recipe is 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, but I am going to double it, so I'm using 1 teaspoon. And the same thing on baking powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but again I'm doubling, so I'm using 1/2 teaspoon. Let's see, what did I do? And then I'm just going to mix this up. Spoon will be good. And again, I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes. Okay, so in my biggest bowl, I have, the recipe is 1/2 cup, so I've doubled it. I have 2 cubes, so 1 full cup of butter. And I just had it in the microwave for a few seconds because I forgot to take it out of the refrigerator. Something happened to me under the spatula. And to that I'm going to add 1/4 cup, but I'm using a 1/2 cup because I'm doubling it, of brown sugar. And then we're just going to cream this together. It is creamed together, and so now to that we add 2 eggs, but again I'm adding 4. And my mixer only has 1 speed, all the other speeds burned out. As much as I can is off the beaters here. And I forgot to start the oven, so I'm going to do that at 350 degrees. Get that warming up. Okay, so now I'm going to slowly add the flour mixture or the dry mixture into the wet mixture and keep stirring. I don't make a single batch of anything. I always make everything at least 2 to 4 batches. Sometimes you get up to 4 batches and it gets kind of hard to do that much at once. So I just decided to do a double today. Okay, we're getting pretty well incorporated. Just to kind of give you a look-see here. And then we're going to go ahead and add those dates in. Oops. I just don't want the excess flour that I got in the bottom of the bowl. And these are great for, you know, lunch boxes, snacks, parties, Christmas. just everything. And my nuts. Now, this part's going to take me a minute to stir up. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so I have prepared my cookie sheets with parchment paper, and I am just going to drop these by spoonful. And they will spread out as they bake. So I don't want to do two. I probably should get a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Not quite so big of cookies. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven for 15 minutes, and again, that's at 350 degrees. So we'll come back in 15 minutes and check them. Now, of course, ovens vary sometimes, so ours a lot of times takes longer than what the recipe calls for. This is a fairly new stove, and we're not too happy with it. But it is what it is. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so the first batch is out of the oven, and I forgot they are more of a drop cookie that doesn't really flatten out that much. So if you want them flatter, you know, you'll have to probably flatten them out a little bit, but I've always just done them as drop cookies. So, taste test. Not overly sweet. Remember, we just had the brown sugar in with it. And so the rest of the sweetener would be the dates. You know, dates are quite sweet. Very tasty. Well, the last batch is in the oven, and that made 57 cookies, so almost 5 dozen. Again, I made a double batch, so a double batch makes almost 5 dozen cookies. So if you're enjoying this type of video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share our videos on your social media. It's the best way you can help our channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching Jimmy Branch Homestead. Take care, and God bless.